Last week, I built a system in which you can enter the keywords and it brings the right posts from LinkedIn, and then from there it finds their emails and then it sends them directly via instantly. Now, having said that, I have also built a UI for that. I have done all of this with the help of Cloud Code. And other than Cloud Code, the main tools that I have used are Apollo, Million Verifier, and last but not the least, Instantly.ai for campaigning. So these are the tools that I have been using for quite some time. And now, without wasting any much time, I would just go into this implementation and show you the complete UI structure. So how it is happening is that in the first step, what I need to give it to is the keyword. So for example, if the keyword is AI and automation, then it will go on, it will find posts that are relevant to this topic. So we don't want to include any risky emails. It is asking it for million verifier. If we click on yes, include risky emails, then it will also bring risky emails from million verifier. Otherwise it will just skip them. So let's start it. In automation, I would configure pipeline, and it is asking that, hey, do you want to start step one? Then I'll say, yeah, let's run step one. So what it is trying to do now, it is trying to find 10 posts related to the keyword AI and automation. And once it finds them, it will just show all of these posts right here as it is doing right now. George Roberts basically posted this about AI and automation. So on the backend, it is using Apify API to actually do that. So this looks like a pretty decent post. And if you want, you can just, based on this post, send a message or an email to Josh Roberts. Anyways, so how I'm doing it is that in the next step, as you can see right now, there are only posts that are present, right? And the name. So once that is done, in the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enrich these profiles and see which one of these have emails or not. So as you can see, out of 10, it was able to find emails for 1 and 2 and 3, right? So these are the 3 people that it was able to find email for. So now we are moving to step 3. For step 3, I also believe that Million Verifier is a pretty decent tool. So anyways, so as you can see, it is sent us 4 emails, and out of those, it is telling that only one email is valid, right? So this one. So other than that, all the other emails it is saying are not valid. They are either risky or they are not good at all. So what this means is that the enrichment tool needs to be changed. But other than that, of course, our pipeline is working fine. And we have these names and we have these emails. If we are doing it in what we can say in bulk, for each 1,000 emails, we are getting 100 valid emails. So that is also not bad, right? So for each 1,000 posts or 2,000 posts, we get 200, 300 emails, and it just charges you cents per email, and the cost is not that much, right? So if you are talking about doing it in bulk, then definitely this also makes sense. And in the last step, I am just asking OpenAI to create a few icebreakers for me, which I can use later. So there we go. So these are the icebreakers, and you can use them and just tell it, right? Said that Peter, your post brilliantly draws parallels between historical milestones and modern day supply chain innovation. It is a pretty decent and thought out icebreaker in my own opinion. And if you were to take it and send it on LinkedIn to the same person, or if you were to take it and create an email campaign and push all of this icebreaker into an email, it gives you a very decent start of your relationship with the client or the peer, right? So there we go. So this is it, and I'll push that in instantly. And in the next videos, I'll also show you that campaign. You can just remember it. It will be for social signal LinkedIn campaign, and I'll show you how it replies rates are. Anyways, so moving forward, now let's talk a little bit about how I coded it in Cloud Code. The most important thing is I always use Visual Studio. So now let's come to the conclusion, which is how I actually built it. So these are the exact prompts that I used to build this system. And it also built a full file structure for me, a plan for it, right? It does not just go in and starts building in the plan mode. Make sure that it is in the plan mode when you are starting with working with it. And once you have developed a plan, then only you can ask for editing automatically. So this is it doing that, and then in the next step I asked it to run the code, and let's see what is happening. So this is the pipeline infrastructure that it created, and as you can see, everything is pretty dense in here, and everything is completely explained, even what are the sample outputs and what is everything that we are going to get from these scrapers. So it is adding everything in it, and we can just read it to see how exactly our complete infrastructure is going to work. I was conflicted that there might be some hard returns on the email and some hard returns on the post. So that's why I asked it, and it told me that, hey, these are the two scrapers that we can use. Both of these are basically Apify actors. One is Harvestway API, LinkedIn Profile Scraper. The other item is Diffusion, LinkedIn Profile Scraper, and it is the second step which is doing the enrichment. So again, here we can use Hunter or anything else. This I would not change. It looks very well for me. So once that is done, and then I asked it to update a pipeline based on these actors, and it did that and gave me all these input schemas that I just showed you. And then I asked it to save the code, and it saved the code exactly. And then it came to the fact that I wanted to develop a UI for that as well. Again, until now, this was just a simple Python code. And then I asked it to develop a backend structure and how you will make a UI for this. So Cloud told me that the backend is 5 stateless Python steps, each reading the previous steps JSON and writing the next for the UI proposed Streamlit or Fast API, right? So what I asked it was, hey, why don't we do Django and React, right? So basically why I asked it this was, I have worked a lot in this area, right? So that's why I thought maybe, we ask it to develop in the same tech stack. So it said that, yeah, that's not an issue. And then I asked it that what will be the input fields, what will be the starting point, and it told me that these are the fields, and what do you need from me other than that, right? So then I asked it that for instantly, I believe I have given you everything. So do you need anything else from me? I just shared, it just asked me to share the ID. I did that. And then from there, I asked it to show me the design of the front end, and in a way that each step looks different. So if you are able to see in the UI, each step is pretty much different, right? And it created that based on that, and created a vertical pipeline in which each stage has a different color and it shows in different way, right? So anyways, the most important thing here was it created it in an automated way, but I did not want it. I asked it to recreate that in the form of a button where I could click on a button and then it moves to the next stage. So then it made those changes, and that's it. That's the main thing. After that, we were discussing on how to deploy it and everything, but that is the most important thing that I worked on, right? So that's it for this, and hopefully in the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some other infrastructure into this, add some other scrapers into this, and maybe update this pipeline as well. And I'll let you know what I have updated in this. Maybe I'll add hunter.io, maybe I'll add better icebreakers. I'll do this, maybe make it a little bit more cheaper. Otherwise, in the next video, what I am planning is I'm going to go towards job boards and scrap data from job boards and bring that data in and send them an email as well. So that's it for today. Thank you very much.